Sentence and types of sentences. Class 3. What is a sentence? A group of words which makes a complete sense and expresses our thoughts is a sentence. When we speak to someone, we speak in complete sentences. While writing, we begin with the capital letter and end with full stop. For example, Peter swims in the water. In this sentence, the word Peter begins with a capital letter P and ends with a full stop and also makes a complete sense. Alex has a pet dog. In this sentence, the word Alex begins with the capital letter A and ends with a full stop and also makes a complete sense. Right. The peacock is a beautiful bird. In this sentence, the word the begins with a capital letter T and ends with a right full stop and also makes a complete sense. Very good. Let's revise by solving the exercise. Here are group of words. Find the group of words which are sentences. Pune is a big city. And thus, the word Pune begins with a capital letter P and ends with a full stop and also makes a complete sense. So it is a sentence. Meera loves to eat pizza. And thus, the word Meera begins with the capital letter M and ends with a full stop and also makes a complete sense. So it is a sentence. Give me a pencil. It makes a complete sense but doesn't begin with capital letter and doesn't end with full stop. So it is not a sentence. Hungry am I. It neither begins with capital letter nor ends with full stop nor does it make complete sense. So it is not a sentence. The bag is toys of full. And thus the word the begins with capital letter T and ends with full stop but doesn't make complete sense. So it is not a sentence. Type of sentences. The two main type of sentences are statements, questions. Statements. When a sentence tells something, it is called a statement. A statement always ends with a full stop. For example, Swara is reading a story. Ravi is playing in the garden. These sentences ends with a full stop and both the sentences are merely stating the facts. So these are statements. Questions. When a sentence asks something, it is called a question. A question always ends with a question mark. For example, where is the beach? Is this your bicycle? Both these sentences end with question mark and both them ask the question. So these are questions. Let's revise by solving an exercise. Find the questions and the sentences. Do you like dolls? In this, the starting word do begins with a capital letter D and ends with a question mark. So it's a question. Next one, it's a lovely day. So it is a lovely day. In this, the starting word it begins with a capital letter I and ends with a full stop. So it's a sentence. Next, we want to have ice cream. In this, the starting word we begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. So it's a sentence. The fourth sentence, is that a kingfisher? In this, the starting word is begins with a capital letter I and ends with a question mark. So it's a questions. Making questions from statements. To change a statement to a question, we exchange the place of the noun or pronoun and the verb. For example, Biju is reading a book. It's a statement. To change a statement to a question, we place the verb at the beginning of the sentence. Let's take a look of the question. Is Biju reading a book? And this is a verb. So verb is placed at the beginning of the sentence and the sentence ends with a question mark. Same way, the second statement, this story is funny. So the statement is changed into question, is this story funny? So they place the verb in the beginning of the sentence and also they place the question mark at the end of the sentence. Question words. We use words like who, what, why, where, when, which and how at the beginning to form a question. These words are always followed by the verb. For example, who are you? Why are you late? Where were you? When will they come back? What is your name? How are you today?